Well, here we go again with another stupid project that I was hoping finished the last time, but here we are nonetheless. And what I'm doing today is I'm gonna be replacing these, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. So got these trail gear flanges, as you can see. And so look at this closely, okay? Pause it there for about 5 seconds. Now look at this. You see the difference? Okay, I'll tell you what the difference is. So as you see, look how deep where my thumb is. Look how deep where the axle seal sits, right? The seating area is much deeper, and you see where my thumb is right now? That's where the ABS sensors go. Now look at this one. You see, this is where the axle seal sits, right? So what it's doing is it's hitting it. Now you compare it to this one, right? You see how much deeper it is. So therefore, if you punch in the axle seal here, it's going to sit a lot deeper and it's not going to hit the sensor once it's in. Additionally, the ones that came with this axle, the tolerance is really tight, so I actually had to grind down the axle seals and froze it overnight. Tried to do that, you know, I talked about that in the last video as well when I was putting together the axle, and it took quite a bit of grinding it and freezing it in order to seal it correctly. And yes, I sealed it correctly. I have a seal driver kit here, so you know there's no excuse, right? There's definitely no excuse. That's what I used last time. See, you can tell I used it, right? So you know, no excuse as far as how to drive it properly or anything like that. I did it correctly. It just wouldn't go. Matter of fact, my buddy Ricardo even tried it. he also had a hard time. He also had to grind it out in order to put the seal in there. It still leaked, and so it's time. It's time to just, you know, it's going to be a pain in the ass trying to cut that off because it's going to require a lot of cutting. I'm going to have to cut like where it was welded. So it's going to be like right through here, and it's still good, like that's thick, so it's going to be like a lot of cutting. That's going to be at least, oh, let's see, probably about 3/8 of thick metal I need to cut. That's part of the flange. So lots of grinding. Let's get to it. I'll show you once it's done. All right, I think I cut it through pretty much, just a little bit on the edge there that I need to grind out. But before I even do that, I'm just going to use the BFH. So let's see. Maybe we get this on the camera. Nope, still a little bit of cutting. One last try. Hanging by a thin thread. Nope. One more cut. Almost there. So I completely cut off that flange, and using my point of reference, measure this to this flange face and exactly where it needs to be. So this to this exact measurement, and then my point of reference for the hole to line up. So I'm just gonna go look through there like that, and I know exactly where I had it last time. So you know, it doesn't have to be 100%, but at least as close as possible. That's where I'm gonna tack weld it. I'm gonna use the measuring tape one more time, and then I'm gonna tack it, make sure it's still measuring the same, and then I should be good to go. I'll just go ahead and fully weld it on. Let's go. All right, so here's my handy dandy work. I think my welds are getting better, but yeah, I was able to hit up all the sides. Did a little root pass earlier, did a tack, boom, did a little root pass, measured it again, made sure it's good, and then boom, I just, after I knew everything was good, I just burned it all in. So yeah, everything looks good, everything measures out the way it should. Let it cool down, and then I'm gonna try test fitting the axle seal here to see how it fits. Yep. Alright, so I got both sides done. Okay, so I measured it before, 7 1/4, as you see right there. I know it's hard to see with the camera. Okay, 7 1/4. Going on this side now. And line it up better. Exactly where I had it before. And bam, 7 1/4. So what you do also is, as you see this line right here, I lined up this hole as a reference point to this line. So I just used like a protractor to just put it here and then line it up in the middle, and then marked it, and so I knew exactly where I needed to line it up. So before I tack welded it, I know I should have shown it. I used a protractor to line it up there, tack welded it, measured it, made sure it's 7 1/4, and then I did a little root pass. I think I did the first root pass right here, and then well, actually I tack welded here, and then I tack welded in the bottom, and then I did a little root pass here, and then measured again after the root pass. So tack weld, measure, tack weld in the bottom, measured again, root pass, measured again, and I knew it was good. So then I welded it all the way through. And of course, you know, I had to stop every few times here and there, just because of the angle I'm in. It's in the axle, obviously, or it's in the vehicle. It would be a lot easier if it wasn't. But there you have it. That's how you do it. That's how you put in Toyota flanges. These are the trail gear ones. These are the appropriate ones that you should get, because as you can see right there, the depth of the seal is exactly where you need it to be. I'll go back to the other side because you can see it better, because I currently test fitted a sacrificial seal here in it. As you could tell, right, you see how that is right there. It's sitting, and you see this notch here. This notch right there is where the ABS goes, the ABS sensor. And what I mean is this. I'll show you right now. Okay, you see that? You see that piece? That's the ABS sensor that I'm talking about. So that goes into that notch. And the older one that I cut off, this one, as you can tell, you see where the axle seal is sitting? You see that? This is on the passenger side. I'm lucky this one wasn't leaking. But if you can look at inside the lip there, I'll see if I can get you a better angle. But you see where my index finger is? Look at all that scoring. That's not supposed to happen. And what that is the axle retainer. This part, making contact with that. That's not supposed to happen. You can see the marking on it. So now I'm going to replace it. I have this Harbor Freight 20-ton press, and I got this little jig here that I picked up from eBay, from a guy who makes basically a jig for Toyota wheel bearings for the rear axles. So that'll be my next step. I'm going to set this up, and then I'm going to use that jig to press this out. And I got all the new parts. All the new parts are right here. See, as you can see, that's the new axle retainer. There's the spring. There's a C-clip that goes here. I got that too. And then there's another little piece that goes down there somewhere. This thing right here is called, yep, conical spring washer. So that's what's here, down here. So that goes there first before the axle retainer. So that'll be my next step. So, yep, there you have it. That's what you got to do. Just wanted to show that part, especially because I have not seen any videos of anybody putting in Toyota flanges on an axle, whether it's a custom tube like I have, a custom rear axle, or a stock axle. I have not seen anybody show a video for that. But yeah, stay tuned. I'll be doing that and put it back together. Okay, so what I had to do is I needed to put these studs back in there, because obviously I had to remove them for the Range Industries disc caliper conversion, and so I put it back on, and now I have this tool which slides on. Just need to find it. This fits perfect. There it is. Okay, so the next step is I'm gonna use the tool. But before I even do all this, I first need to remove this insert clip here. I need to remove it because I'm going to press out these axle retainer, and basically the whole thing is going to come off. So that is the first step. Okay, this already been a lot of fuckery just to get this done. So what I ended up doing is I used this, right? Turn it upside down, put it in like this. Okay, all the way. And you see how that's making contact there? Luckily this hitch receiver extension fit exactly. I'm glad I didn't throw that away. So now that is in order to remove the damn snap ring. Okay, so what I needed to do is I used this, okay, and then I ended up putting the axle shaft through there to this new jig that I just bought. See, the diff fluid is still there. Okay, so put the shaft through there, and then I basically put this upside down, right, so the shaft through there, and then I used these two seal drivers up against the basically the hub area here. So you know, and then I just pressed it down, if you get the idea. So what I ended up doing is I created space, and then once I created that space, I was able to use the snap ring plier to remove it. But that was a pain in the ass, just trying to figure that out. Too much fuckery, man. Alright, so I got this jig all set up now with the two little aprons here. I don't have much to go. Make sure that's all lined up correctly here, like wherever I want it to be. This is dead center. And then you may want to put something soft here, so when this falls off, you're good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pumping. This is gonna take a while, so stand by. And just like that, we got another one in the bag. I hope y'all having a good one, and y'all are getting ready for it. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so when you're pressing this out, it's gonna make some really nasty noises, but that's just how it's gonna go. So once you press that out, you're good, and obviously it's separated from the hub, and you're good to go. On to the next steps. That's normal, guys. That's when you know it's getting pressed out. It's gonna make a couple more nasty noises like that. Maybe not. But you can tell it's getting pressed out. Let's see if it's going down. Yep, it's going down. Just gonna take some time. Slow going. Oh, there you go, another nasty one. And it gets easier from here. I think it's just going down very easy now at this point. And that's why you have this little mat here to catch the whole thing. And that's it. This is pressed out. Now it's time to cut this race right here. I don't know. I might cut it. I might not. I might just wait for the actual tool. Another pointer, guys. This part right here on the race, because you pressed it down, there's these little metal thin rings that get somehow messed up, and when you before you actually press in the new hub, you may want to take that out, because that was a pain for me, putting in the new C-clip. Anyway, let's get going. Alrighty, driver's side done, all put together, everything fit as it should, so pretty stoked. Alright, so I got the new hub in and I'm pressing it in. So that's how it's getting pressed in. more to go, but I know it's doing this job. And there'll be some metal scraping that's going to get caught around the ring, around the C-clip where the groove is. And that's totally normal because obviously you're pressing in metal. So I may have to readjust this. It might be running out of... No, never mind. It's just tension. But you get the picture. I'm gonna keep going. Well, she is back on all fours once again, and those flanges work perfect. So take a closer look. So my welds, I needed to come in a little hotter since they are thicker, 3/8 exactly. So that's on that side, and that is on this side. So should be pretty solid. Looking forward to it. See how it performs. I just topped off diff fluid. I hate diff fluid. Brake clean this. I really hate it. I'll take it to the car wash. This thing was caked with diff fluid on this side. So I hope that this saga is completed. I hate diff fluid, by the way, if I didn't mention that. It smells so bad. Alright, that's all it. Peace.